I'm getting so tired seeing this mistake repeated by numerous B2B SaaS founders, which is killing your close rates and making your entire sales job a lot and a lot harder. Let me break this one down. So the main mistake is you're showing too much of your product. A lot of times, especially if you're selling a high ticket solution, you have a lot of features out there, and I'm sure you've been hardly developing your product for months and years and sometimes decades. But look, people don't need to know all the information there is that you have like put into your product for them to send you money. And I'm even talking like 30, 100K annual contracts. All they need to see and believe is how your thing gets them to the dream outcome that they want to get to. Because you showing the platform for like 15, 25, 40 minutes leads to a complete transformation overwhelm. Let me just close notifications here. So it leads to complete complete information overwhelm. As a result, after they like keep watching your demo for 20, 30 minutes, they're like completely overwhelmed with all the stuff you've shared with them. They can't possibly consume it all in one go. So of course, they just tell you, okay, sure, now let us go and think about it, because you've bombarded them with like hundreds of different mini things that they need to consider. They're not sure about some of them and so on. After watching this video, you'll finally fix it, because the actual way you want to approach it is, even if you're selling complicated solutions, your actual product demo should be around 5 minutes long, 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes even quicker for the simpler products, because they don't need to hear everything. They just need to hear the top 3 things are going to be sorted a particular way that they are sold on. So then the approach here is called presenting things in 3 pillars, and that's because brains can understand things a lot easier in chunks of 3. That's why whatever you've developed, you split into 3 main pieces. And look, here I want to explain you one thing. If you're running product demos or your team is doing so, you need to adjust to every single prospect, and oftentimes you're not going to be selling the identical thing. Yes, I understand that oftentimes your product is going to have no changes at all. However, for someone, your product is a way for them to add like 1 million in revenue by next quarter. For someone else, it's a way for them not to keep hiring an army of SDRs. For the third company, it may be a way to mitigate all the fines that they might be paying over the next year for not having something sorted. So you want to be attaching your actual product demo to showing how your product is the way for them to get to their dream outcome, and you want to be doing this in 3 chunks of information. So here I presented one of the ways how you can deliver your solution, and it looks the following way. So the main thing is X, which is how you solve your problem 1 and problem 2. Makes sense? Couple comments here. First thing is, throughout this 3 pillars, you're going to see a lot of problem 1, problem 2, dream outcome. Look, all of that comes from you doing good discovery. Good discovery, that means you have good knowledge on their current situation, dream situation, and why they're aiming to get there, and asking a couple probing questions, and the gap which is standing between current and dream outcome. Unless you have dialed in these 3, I believe you should not be showing the product, because unless your solution is like unless you're selling something below $500 a month, you need to be doing customizing throughout your actual pitch, and you need to be adjusting what you're selling to the prospect. Otherwise, you are potentially better off without doing any sales call funnel at all. So that's how here I'm referencing the problem 1 prospect named, problem 2, etc. And your entire pitch is just linking how certain pieces of your product match with different problems they have. And the closer you can get to explaining it in clear words, so that in their mind there is a direct relation. Okay, we have this problem, it's going to be fixed with that problem with that, and that problem with that, and that's how we get to this dream outcome. Cool. Once all of this comes in one place, they should be asking you, okay, so how do we wire you the money? That's how it needs to go. So that's why the main thing is X, which is how you solve your problem 1 and problem 2, makes sense. And of course, you adjust your problem 1 and 2 based on what you have heard from them in your discovery. And ideally, you want to be saying it in their own words. So for example, you referenced how tax optimization is super important for you this quarter. So with our automated invoicing, that's exactly how you always make sure that your tax criteria are met among your entire financial department. Right, makes sense? And here, after I just presented this chunk, which is around maybe 30 or seconds to 1 minute long, I'm going to be doing check-ins at every single step so that it's not you bombarding them with all of the information and then losing them somewhere in between, but rather it's presenting information in pieces and letting them ask some clarifying questions along the way. So when you go for the final confirmation of does that get you to your desired goal, they are already clear on all the steps in between. So now the next one is going to be, then there is Y and Z that allow you to sort out problem 3 and get this benefit 1. Okay, another check-in, another reference of the problem they have, because again, you are selling a solution to their problem and not one type fits all solution. Yes, I understand that your product might be the same for everyone, yet if you're running sales calls, you are in some form doing this so that you can get people pay you more money in a quicker cycle, and you achieve that by getting them to think that they are purchasing a custom solution from you. Or in simple terms, when people believe that it's exactly for them, they send you more money quicker. And that's your objective here. Then there is Y and Z that allow you to sort out problem 3 and get benefit 1. Okay, cool. Lastly, using X and Y, you're able to get benefit 2 and benefit 3. They should have referenced those in your discovery. So for instance, in our case, it would be, and lastly, using this tax reporting and financial quoting features that you see here, you're able to get to you're able to save 20 to 30 hours a week on this manual quote creation, and as a result, you no longer would need to keep hiring more staff to fulfill on your accounting clients. And that's how all of this is going to make it a lot easier for you to grow your accounting firm to the next 3 million in the next year. Do you see how? And see how in this case, instead of me just talking feature level, I was communicating on the big outcome and big problem level, because only you solving larger problems and getting them to the big outcome, you can demand getting paid more than some small tier pricing. By doing this 3-pillar approach, getting them to check in at every single step, and by you finally stopping to make your demos super long, you are going to have higher close rates. Stop this 20-minute product demonstrations, then like half an hour. Look, you rather invest a lot more time into discovery, so you perfectly understand what exactly is problem 1, 2, and 3 ranked for them, what is the big goal, so that all you need to do is to just name the right things in your solution to deliver on the like key to solve A, B, and C that they shown to you. If they have additional questions, either they're asking them in between, or if they still need to figure out something, do you see how? After that, you sort out the logistics. And then when you're going to be presenting pricing, you again want to link it to the higher, bigger outcome instead of, yeah, for automated quoting is going to be like, because when you talk and present features, my brain goes into feature mode. And for me, paying more than 20 or 50 bucks for some feature, I'm like, yeah, and I'm gonna even double check whether I want to spend 20 bucks on this. But if we're talking about unlocking, like meeting the next investor timelines, raising the next like startup funding round, then doubling your business in the next year, hiring the next 15 people or your team, all these bigger company related issues and goals, that's where the actual money is made. Because if people are willing to spend multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures to solve those, them paying 1 to 5% of that to assist them in achieving this goal is nothing. However, when we're talking about you just competing to like with Google Sheets and some other $5 a month online tools, of course, it's going to be much harder for you to sell at like 3, 5, 30K annual subscription. Do it the correct way, stop this infinite demonstrations and just invest 2 to 3 times more on the discovery to make your pitch much simpler so that you pitch the right thing and get them to just say, okay, that's exactly what we need. How do we get started? Because from now on, you're going to hear it more often. Appreciate you watching and talk soon.